Yes. For every individual that's had a protection order issued against them, yes. Where it's an ex parte temporary protection order, yes. It can be issued for 14 days. Can't be issued for 48 days, yes. It can't be issued as a permanent protection order without knowing the restraint provisions and the other obligations, yeah. As in the respondent, will be allowed visitation, poo. Now, this whole idea that you're just going to issue these things without any of the protections of law. Now, as I told you numerous times, I'm not going to take a mental health evaluation. There's nothing wrong with me. You issued this when we as a family were not residents because Benjamin was born on Guam. You reissued it while I was on trial using a minute order instead of the requirements of the RCWs. Yes. You couldn't reissue it until there was an actual verdict of the jury. Pout! Because you couldn't. The protection order had to stay in place. That was the original allegation of violating it, and it would have been in effect until the actual verdict of the jury. Yes, that's right. So when you did this, right, you did this based upon some sort of confidential report in a sealed envelope that I got arrested on Guam. See, there's this idea of innocent until proven guilty. Yes. Just because you're arrested does not mean you're guilty. Now, the sheriff's department seems to have a hard time with this concept. I've been arrested, right, for the allegations of violating the restraint provisions, yes, on January 4th of 2016. Yeah. But I wasn't in Sequim, Washington. No. I was in Port Angeles sleeping at the Serenity House, and I was on the bus that morning. Yes. And I was in this library. Ooh, oh, oh. See, you refuse to admit the evidence, and then as I explained this morning, yes, when I wanted to reschedule the mental health evaluation, yes, I was arrested, yes, for the allegation of violating the restraint provisions, all right, of a protection order where there are forgeries, yes, where there's fraud. Where there was no credible risk, the petitioner didn't sign it. I was not given any due process. And it looks to me like you right now do not really appreciate how criminal this is. Now, my wife, right, abducted my sons, right, ran into court within 5 days of being here. Yes. Said my husband got arrested on Guam for domestic violence and child abuse. Poop, poop, poop. I was never found guilty of any wrongdoing. No. I did 7 hours of parenting classes. Yes. I sent you about 2.5 million emails. And you, as a sheriff right now, decided you're going to cover up your crime. Now, the judge, Ken Williams, exactly what jurisdiction of law do you have to issue a protection order? Yes. Where I'm on Guam in jail at that very moment, and I could not have been a credible threat. Oh. Well, I'm not motioning a court that violates the laws of the United States. You're the ones that are going to have to go to prison. Did I not explain to you that when you do not do your duty and obligation to enforce the requirements of the law so that they are the equal protections of the law for both the petitioner and the respondent, that you're the ones that go to prison? That means each and every judge. Ooch. That means Mr. Nichols in the prosecuting attorney's office. Oh, that means Mr. Cowgill. Yes. It means each and every individual that has anything